What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Hear Me Out podcast. Thank you for tuning back in. We are shooting here in Burbank from Dame Dash Studios. Please make sure to like and subscribe, all that good stuff. But this week and weekend, like a lot of stuff popped off with music, so I feel like that's where we should start. And we have to talk about Tyler, the Creator's new album, Call Me If You Get Lost. That shit was hard.
Man, wow.
And I think we're all fans of Tyler. Like, let's say before the wigs and this, like, new hype for him. Like, when Goblin was popping and we were eating cockroaches. He was eating cockroaches.
That's a fact.
We were there.
Yeah, we ate it up. We literally ate it up.
I know.
I was there for that, yeah. I'm just happy for Tyler at this point. Because there was definitely a point in time where Tyler Creator wasn't a popular thing to like, and people really thought like he was a weirdo.
They
Even
thought
Seven
he was
stuff.
flagrant.
Yeah,
And some other word that starts like.
a lot of stuff. Yeah, but I liked it at that point because nobody sounded like him, and nobody still sounds like him.
That's true.
There's not a lot of points of reference, maybe with his rapping style, but his sound.
Yeah, no one is touching him. There's two things that happened. I was here when the album dropped. So I was like, yo, like, has anyone heard it? And I was surprised there was a bunch of men in the room and they're like, yo, just play that shit.
Yeah.
But I went home and I was like, yo, 4 years ago? No way.
Nobody was fucking with Tyler.
A group of men are going to agree to play the new Tyler shit. And I was like, wow, look how far he's come. And then I'm playing the album and I'm like, he sounds the same. Like, he's not delivering like anyone else. He doesn't sound like any specific genre that's like popping. There's no mad auto-tune. He's in his own lane.
I feel like Flower Boy was like the tipping point for that. Like Flower Boy was the point that like the average person could like get into Tyler.
You thought it was digestible?
Yeah, I felt like it was a lot more digestible from like that point on. Like I feel like Flower Boy hit like a certain note that like a lot more people got on board that might not have gotten on board before.
I could see that, especially I think in this album he alluded to that, talking about going from being a caterpillar into a cocoon or something. Like you talk about like I think he said actually, Cherry Bomb was that one.
Yeah. I was gonna say I don't think it started then.
Well, it was. I mean, either way, both of those two albums were way different than what he was doing.
I mean,
before.
like to be honest, like even me, like listening to the albums, like I didn't listen to Cherry Bomb till way later.
Really?
To be honest.
Wow.
And there's a lot of bangers on there, but like it took me a while to have the appreciation I do for it now, you know. But he's just hit a bigger audience at this point. He's able to like I feel like it took like a Flower Boy and Igor for him to be able to do some of the things that he might have done on Cherry Bomb.
Right.
And have people like actually listen to it, you know?
You're right with that.
That's a fact.
You're very right. And it's nuts. I wasn't a fan of Flower Boy. I know. Everybody was obsessed with it. And I never said, like, I never told anyone, like, yo, I don't fuck with it. But I couldn't. I don't know why. The tone of that, it was different.
It was pop.
I don't know what it was. But it didn't do it for me. I like that gritty stuff.
Yeah.
And in this new album, like, there are tastes of that. Like, for sure you see it. Like Corso, that's my favorite song.
Real? Okay, so what is everyone's favorite track off the new Tyler stuff?
You guys are gonna ask me this and like
Corso for sure.
It's
I
a
listened
hard
to
one.
it today and like I literally bobbed my head to every song. I'm like, this is really good.
They're all amazing.
They're all really good. I think lately it's been between Manifesto and Run It Up.
Run It Up. I was looking to see which one I added to my library today. That one too as well. And Lemonhead.
Yeah, Manifesto. I feel like
it's crazy.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hot Wind Blows. Hot Wind Blows with Lil Wayne. I don't know if Tyler Creator and like Lil Wayne have an unspoken agreement. Maybe Lil Wayne lost a bet or something. But every time he gets on with Tyler, he spazzes out
for
like,
absolutely no reason.
Spazzes out. Like, and it's like we know he's gonna rap.
You don't think Wayne knows who he's fucking with?
No, I do. It's just I feel like I hear a different Wayne compared to I hear him on others.
I definitely feel like Tyler
Wayne if Tyler showed him up on his track.
It could happen. Wayne's
It
got
could
showed up
happen,
before
but I
in
don't
features.
think Wayne is all right with that.
I don't think so. That's exactly
because I think Wayne recognizes what Tyler has become. And I think he has respect for that.
What was the first time that you can remember Lil Wayne doing like a feature on a song with Tyler the Creator? The first thing I could, didn't he do a song with
he had one on Cherry Bomb, correct?
Cherry Bomb,
and that's my favorite song off that album.
I think there's a song with Tyler the Game and like like a Lil Wayne thing
that was off
Forever.
the game,
like Martians versus Goblins.
Yeah,
or something
Martians versus Goblins. That was tight.
Which pop song is this?
I didn't love Lil Wayne's verse in that though.
It wasn't a verse. It was like a little like.
It was a hook he did, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, bitch, I'm a motherfucking goblin. Yeah, that shit was tight. Yeah, he redid Tyler's original thing. Yeah, that was tight. But like, he wasn't rapping on it though.
He wasn't. But I feel like when you take into account that that's how far back they might go as far as working with each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like the idea of bringing verses for a Tyler track goes back almost like 10 years at this point. Martians versus Goblins.
And now he's a way different.
I know what you're talking about. The song with the where they had
like
the
chainsaw.
And shit. Yeah.
And then he's got like the Jordans on with like the weird.
I remember that track. Yeah,
it's cool. But yeah, he just has a lot of respect for him. I think at this point.
If you had to pick a favorite feature on the new Tyler album, what would it be?
Wayne
easy.
Wayne easy.
Wayne is too easy. I would say 42 Doug.
That's not fair though. Like consider like where the person is at in it, and then consider like.
But it's my.
Might have been who actually surprised you the most with their feature? You know, you knew you were getting a good.
That's a different question.
But you said, "What's my favorite?"
The favorite off the rib has to be Wayne.
Yeah. It's not even. It's not his fault. Like he's like we said, you would be crazy to think Lil Wayne wasn't gonna try and.
No, but Lil Wayne, these days is hit or miss.
Not with the features. I was saying this earlier.
I don't know.
He's been bodying.
I don't know, man.
Name the last bad feature.
Yeah, like his solo tracks. That's a different discussion. But when he's on a song with somebody,
Lil Wayne is great solo.
No, he is great. But I'm saying his features is just another level. It's like when J. Cole this past year and a half or whatever, when he went on features, he came out and he was spin, dog. Everybody got on a feature and it was like, damn, I think he kind of got the best. He got the best of a lot of people. Wayne usually does that regularly on his own songs, but when he features, I don't know. Lately, it just feels like another level.
I liked him on the Benny shit. I liked him on the Nicki stuff, that Nicki and Drake song.
Yep. Yeah, man.
And this one too. All right, what about Verzuz, guys? Did we watch Soulja Boy, Big Draco versus Lil Pee-wee?
I low-key didn't watch it, but I looked at the song by song rundown once I got here. And to be honest, Soulja Boy missed the boat by like not playing a lot of his deep cuts. Because to be honest, like I'm a Soulja Boy fan. The way I found out about the way I discovered Soulja Boy was a song called Yahoo Hoes, bro. Like it goes back to the Yahoo Messenger days.
That is funny. Yeah.
And it's like his deep cuts like that, like low key, what is it? That Nicki Minaj song, like Itty Bitty Piggy. That's a She Got a Dunk. That's a That's a Soulja Boy beat. You know what I'm saying? He played that one, but it's like he has so many deep cuts that are from that era.
That's right.
That I feel like instead of doing the 10 years later with someone else featured stuff, like he could have played his whole first album, and that would have like done way better than playing some like random shit 10 years later.
Jordan's not.
Do you know why I say no? Is because Verzuz. That's why I didn't initially like the idea, because I feel like they both have one has a lot of hits, but the other one has a lot of cult classics. But you can't play the deep cuts for Verzuz. Because you're projecting it to a mass amount of audience. It's past like it being a cool thing in the beginning. Now they're like on Triller. And shout out to Triller because they're smart as hell picking up.
They're doing
shit.
A lot.
I don't know why Apple Music wouldn't pick them up, but that's a whole other question.
So are we buying tickets to Verzuz when they go to stadiums?
No, but I'm still paying them Triller tickets for. Y'all remember Celebrity Deathmatch?
Yes.
Yeah, I know what it is.
We're getting the real life version of that now because of the Paul brothers, Loki.
Yeah, isn't Blueface fighting? He's playing a TikTok.
Bare Knuckle, right?
Yeah.
I don't know who the Paul brothers. The Jake Paul guys.
Yeah,
I see.
And now they have like a lot. They just have a lot of people, different people fighting, amateur fun.
I'm down. I'm not gonna lie. That's like a shitty kind of content that I am entirely down to consume.
A guilty pleasure.
Yeah,
it's pleasure to watch that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's entertaining at the least. Some people don't need to be in there fighting, probably, but entertaining.
What if they had beef? If they had beef on on some social media website. I want to see him like fight it out. Let's do it.
I ain't gonna lie.
We've been trying to get so many people to fight for years on social media. It never happened.
Like
We've been clamoring for a lot of fights on social media.
Who do you need to see first?
I want to see this Blueface fight because, to be honest, it looks like Blueface is about to beat the fuck out of whoever this little pale man is. But God forbid if Blueface wins, nothing changes. We expect Blueface to win. You know what I'm saying? But God forbid Blueface loses. That's embarrassing as fuck.
I like him getting into this lane. I really do.
He was an athlete.
When I saw him like hitting the punching bag, I was like, "Oh, thank God! Like, thank God he's trying something else. Like, I think he could do good in this." Like,
so you're not
let him go that way.
So you're not a fan of the music.
He used to play football.
I don't know, but he has a new soul food spot too. Do you guys know that? Yeah.
Oh, good for him. Shit.
Yeah.
Have y'all ever heard his story about how he started rapping?
No.
I've watched
He went
interviews.
to the studio, heard his voice on a track, and he felt like he liked how his voice sounded.
That was it.
Over the music, and that
he
was
just
it.
kept rapping.
That's all it takes.
That's how it happens for some people, you know what I'm saying? And I can't hate on that. That's kind of dope.
Yeah, because who are we? I follow you.
If
but
people
I like to see
it
him box and expand his soul food business. Let's see him put his focus there.
The soul food business, you want to see, you going to go buy Blueface soul food?
What if he's letting the girls that sleep at his house like do wrestling matches at his restaurant?
Bruh.
You see?
His show.
I'm not going.
Did you guys see his Instagram show? When he had all those
like
girls living in his house?
Thing, yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, like 10 girls living in his house at a time, and they would get kicked out for doing certain things.
And broads were getting like teeth knocked out and still like recording and then saying other broads were getting their teeth knocked out to be like the other broad. Like, it was nuts.
There's a whole lot going on. He's pushing the limit, I'm not gonna lie.
That's just entertainment, to be honest.
Yeah, he can't force these women to do what they're doing it because the light and the camera's on. He can't, like, he already knows.
They feel like that's their best opportunity, then more power to them, you know?
Haram. Wallah haram. So, Verzuz, you guys didn't care too much about it. For real, I was excited for me, it was so nostalgic. It was fun to see Soulja act a fool and jump up and down and call Bow Wow Lil Pee-wee. I was dying. I thought it was a joke. It was great entertainment.
It kind of was a joke, and I feel like that speaks to like Jonte's point about like just where the Verzuz is gone. You know, just like it feels more entertainment driven than like
Jonte.
The respect for the game.
You did make a good point, so I would like for you to articulate.
Yeah, I feel like it's become gimmicky. It's less about the music and the idea of, celebrating two, giants in music.
Right.
And like kind of like how a beat battle is. Mm-hmm. It's kind of just become like this whole focusing on whatever personal beef that was old.
Right.
So it's kind of like selling the beef.
Yeah.
Kind of at this point, less about selling, the music.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that because when I turned it on, it just felt like I just don't want to hear Bow Wow rap songs I used to rap when he was 13.
He was doing his dances from when he was 13 too.
His later stuff maybe, but I don't want to see that. And it was like I want to see a battle, but they were like bigging each other up like the whole time.
That's the only reason that Soulja Boy wins that for me is because who's the last person to have a song out that like actually did numbers and like is actually being listened to. You know what I'm saying? That whole Soulja Boy, like, she make it clap, clap, clap. Like, that shit went up. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Like, it's done numbers.
He played
then.
that like 6 times
he
that day.
He manages to find a way to still be relevant. You know what I'm saying? No matter what's going on with Soulja, he always finds a way to still be relevant. And if nothing else, that's what I respect.
I don't think he's finding a way. I think people, you used the word polarizing last week. Soulja Boy is polarizing. I feel like all of these media outlets, like, they watch him. I don't feel like he's doing it on purpose. Sometimes, for sure. But I think like the natural shit that takes off is like media people watching him because they know like this guy is just off the rails. And in any moment, like the way he acts naturally, I think, it could go up. I don't think he has to do it on purpose.
Nah, he's Big Draco.
Yeah.
He's the first.
I love the little beef.
They're checking for him for sure.
I love the little fake beef between him and what's his face from Race Rummered?
Who?
𝗲𝗍?
𝗲𝗍, yeah, they're going back and forth like, yo, I was the first rapper to have like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle arcade game in my house. Like, I love that.
Wait, what?
I saw an Instagram post where somebody said, they said Big Draco was the first human on Earth.
That's funny. Yeah, he did it first.
That is funny. I was like,
he did though. Low key, I will say that's the whole reason Draco beats Bow Wow is because like he has managed to like mix the idea of entertainment and being real in such an entertaining way. Like he'll be like, I was the first person to do X, Y, and Z. And then randomly he pulls up the receipts. He's like, I was the first person to beat up Logan Paul in a video for money. And then he pulls out the receipts of him like, there's a music video or some kind of video of him like fake murdering J. Paul or Logan Paul like down on his knees and stuff like from content they made back in the day. And it's just like, all right, you got the receipts. Go off.
There's some people like that. Like I don't think status matters. Like they're who's coming to my mind? Let me focus. Like Bun B. There is no new rapper that can't get a feature from Bun B. I feel like every person, if you go back to their catalog, to their first shit, there's a fucking Bun B feature. Like, and he's just giving them out. He's doing it. I feel like that's how what's his name? Draco is. Soulja Boy.
You get it right, Soulja Boy.
I feel like
Big
that's how he
Draco.
is too. That shit is so cool. Cause look how it comes back around. Cause he's not wrong.
What's this?
Yeah, you can't stick your nose up to nobody.
Stuff?
Oh, Lil Duval. Maybe you guys can kick this one off because I don't know.
So
I definitely feel like me and
about these
Jordan
comparisons.
have. Also, I don't know if we introduced me at all. This is the
We
first time
didn't.
anybody's seen me on camera, to be honest. Like, who's this guy in
this is
this
shocking.
fucking
What's
cowboy
going on?
that
hat?
is shocking.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhythm. Rhythm was here last week
Hi.
with us. He was behind the mic. Everybody, okay, let me say this. Last week I was talking to my fucking self.
Oh my god.
The gentlemen don't agree. I feel like I was. But Rhythm was here, and he said the same thing. He didn't say much because he was just letting me get my shit off. But he's joining us up here from now on. He does music. He raps. He's in a metal band. Is it hardcore?
I do a bunch of stuff. You'll see as we move forward, but I don't want to spend too much time on it. But yeah, I do a lot of stuff. I'm glad to be here. I mean, I make music. I help make content. You know, I consider myself like a Renaissance artist. You know, I try and do a little bit of everything, however I can help out. And I don't know. I hope to be able to share stuff moving forward.
Good to have you.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's good to have you.
How do you feel, Jordan? Jonte? Another edition? I think we all feel better.
I like the chemistry. We have better combos behind the scenes, but I like the chemistry.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's always stuff you can't say on camera. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can't. I mean,
there's a line to walk. No matter like what anyone thinks, and everyone would like to think, oh, you can say anything. No, you
really can't.
No, you cannot. That's unrealistic. You know what I'm saying? You have to use proper like discernment to
yeah, there's a time
know
and
what
place
you
for
should
everything.
and shouldn't say. I don't feel like that's a bad thing.
At least on the record.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
there's a time and place.
Yeah,
so
'cause I've slandered the Kardashians many a times and I've cut it.
Oh, I'll say that.
And this will probably
publicly,
get cut too. You'll never even hear this. But yes, something about it is so scary. Like I couldn't do it.
one day we got
They
get
all
into
owe
that. I don't
Paris
know.
Hilton.
Huh?
They all owe Paris Hilton.
They
Paris
do.
Hilton
Their lives.
is the OG as far as like social media entertainment. All right, what were we talking about?
No,
Lil Duval
so I was
stuff?
gonna. So apparently, Lil Duval said that DaBaby is the new Ludacris, and he also said Lil Baby is the new Jeezy.
Okay, before we even explore what we think of those statements, which one do you think is more accurate? If either of them are accurate.
DaBaby and Ludacris. Did you guys listen to
agree.
DaBaby's album when his brother died? Did anyone?
Yeah,
I forgot what it was called. Okay, but it was lyrical or not? Did it
debatable.
show growth or maybe what he could like? Wasn't something there that showed there's more?
I feel like it was his most personal project in terms of content.
Yeah.
The sound still kind of was the same, more or less, of the other projects previously, but lyrics-wise, it was definitely more like there was more to it. There was more like
heavier content,
more depth to it, I would say.
As someone from North Carolina, I can say I love everything DaBaby's done, but I would love to hear him like maybe just steer a little bit away from the pop lane and trying to sell records. And I would love to hear like how DaBaby really feels about just
We need
like
a Dear Mama from
his own
DaBaby?
life. Yeah. Because it's like I feel like he's shown us he can rap.
Yeah, I think he can rap. For
and
real.
I would love to hear him really just like do something for himself. Because I feel like everything I hear from him is like, I am aiming for success.
He's catering to the public.
And that's totally fine. And I love it and I respect it. And I'm happy to see him win. But I would love to hear what DaBaby has to say about just how he's feeling. Because I feel like at the end of the day, he's just like so real that it's like, nah, I'm not going to even show y'all that.
Yeah, he gives us spurts, nuggets here and there about how he's really feeling. A lot of rappers do, but there's not a lot of people that can go out for a whole album and say exactly how they're feeling. That's kind of like the defining line. But like for Ludacris, for me, I grew up listening to Ludacris. Ludacris, I feel like almost he's a little bit underrated.
Very underrated.
You know what I'm saying?
Very underrated.
Like he is a rapper
Super
who'll bar
rapper.
you to death. He can make hits. And he knows how to make a cohesive album.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably, he probably has one close to classic album. Maybe like Word of Mouth or first or second one. Word of Mouth, I
feel like it has at least 3 classic albums.
Okay, yeah, I would go. I'm being modest.
Yeah, you're being modest.
I'm being modest because I don't know. People have to go back a bit.
Right.
Yeah,
I would
really
even put
not
chicken and beer in that
He was
argument.
in an interesting era. Like a lot of people were coming up at the same time, so he had to battle with a lot of people. But his albums are usually quality, and he's very ambidextrous. I don't know if I get that from DaBaby. That's the only thing I will say with that comparison.
I think that the comparison is so surface level. I think it comes down to like the animation in his videos and the way he carries himself.
I think also Ludacris started that too.
Yeah.
Like the fun element to the videos, like the kind of Yeah, with the angles, like all I can see is just Ludacris with a big afro and his the
pink hair.
costumes.
That's what I remember. Yeah,
the costumes, the aesthetics.
Like It's Saturday video. Like that was an insane video.
Which one?
It's Saturday. No,
I don't know. I gotta hear it.
Oh my god, System on Blast.
I will say, like Ludacris just has such a fucking catalog.
Who?
Like Ludacris.
Yeah, no,
his
catalog
really
is super
forget like
incredible.
the stranglehold that Ludacris had on the game for a little bit. Like,
it's just a lot to say that just certain people it's hard to compare them to, especially when you have it. Your catalog just isn't as.
You think it's a reach? That's what you're saying.
DaBaby and the Ludacris for sure.
Okay, what about Lil Baby and Jeezy? Because to be honest, I feel like that is like that
might
don't
be
even
the closest.
it don't even make sense to me.
It don't make sense, but like if there's one that's gonna make more, if there's one that's gonna be more accurate, I guess it's that one. But it doesn't even make complete sense. Like I don't
go into why you would say that. Why do you feel like it makes more sense than the other comparison?
Rapping ability. I feel like Lil Baby, I feel like he's just better at rapping than DaBaby, and I feel like he's closer. Even though Jeezy obviously can really rap. He's got a certified classic album.
To be honest,
he does, and like I feel like Lil Baby doesn't have. I don't know if he has that classic thing that like we can cement itself in hip hop yet, but I feel like every time he's releasing music, he's peeling back and he's regressing another layer. He's getting closer to that. Like every time I hear him now, it's getting better and better to me. And Jeezy came out the gate like that, but if there's anybody's gonna get closer,
that's what they're saying. Yeah. That's what because I was listening to people having a conversation about this. They're saying the correlation between Lil Baby and Jeezy is that in the beginning people took them lightly, and then later on they realized how skilled they were or what they were actually like putting into their work.
Really?
I actually feel like
that's just how people maybe. I mean, if that's the case, I didn't see that with Jeezy immediately. I knew, but maybe people didn't catch on to that. I
feel like that's an odd point of reference to compare people to.
Yeah,
I feel like you don't really have to compare people by like them being underrated. That's kind of like, you know.
Yeah, for what?
You can compare everybody to that capacity event. You know what I mean?
For those, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like that's why why use that as the point of comparison?
That's why I was like, why these comparisons just aren't like they're not apples to apples, like apples to oranges, kind of.
Low key, I feel like if you switch them, like I feel like DaBaby would be more like Jeezy and Lil Baby would be more like Ludacris, if I'm being honest. Because if I listen, like people be sleep on Lil Baby, he be lyrical as fuck.
If you guys are saying what you're saying right now, he's not wrong.
Like I feel like if you switch them, it makes a little more.
I know, but if you guys said Ludacris is a lyricist, and if you're saying Lil Baby is an actual lyricist, then
sometimes
then what he's saying.
Yeah, they'd go together.
Well, I mean, but we're talking about what Lil Duval originally said. He said DaBaby, and then
Yeah.
So
like, there's a track with Lil Baby and 𝗛𝗲𝗿 and DaBaby where he says like, "Who the hell said that life was a bitch? I got too many bitches, but one life to live. Fuck how they feel." Like, he can get lyrical, like, sometimes.
I mean, him on the new song with Drake. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if Drake was prepared for that, but he kind of went in, kind of killed him a little bit.
How y'all feel about the Beyoncé Trick Daddy shit?
Oh my god.
Beyonce and Trick Daddy has been trending. Look, the things that Trick Daddy is saying, he's saying Beyonce is a great performer. He's saying
Facts.
He's not, downing that part of what she offers, but he's saying that she is not the best vocalist / singer that we've seen in this generation. And I've also been hearing that if you put Beyonce up against past era best singers, Diana Ross, Whitney Houston,
Aretha Franklin,
these women, she couldn't hold a candle to them.
It's different though.
This is it? We could get into it, but is it? And this opinion has been getting louder and louder, like the past year, 2 years.
It's a fact. She came and hold a candle to some of the people that are singing now.
Now?
Jasmine Sullivan.
I feel like singing now is a different discussion, but I feel like if you're comparing her to past singers, it's different because we don't live in an era of like people who belt as they sing. You know what I'm saying?
So
like, we don't live in an era of like powerful singers. We live in an era of like Billie Eilish's people who like half whisper sing. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard to even compare because of the style of like the power of singing that we're used to from like black women who sing is not what's as like profitable right now. Maybe, I don't know. That's not for me to say. But
Who did RSPCT? Is that Tina Turner?
Aretha Franklin.
Aretha Franklin.
No, is it really? I don't know.
So here's the thing. Beyonce is a great performer. She's a good singer. But if you're talking about vocalists and people who can hold a note, who have range, and all of that together, Beyonce does not hold a candle to like the top 5 singers who ever lived. But that's fine. Like, she's still we're talking about the greats here, so we're splitting atoms, so we have to do this. So that's part of it. Like, of course, the styles aren't the same, but like, if you're talking about people that ability to sing, who's the best? But I think he said specifically she can't sing. That's ridiculous.
Yeah,
let's just get that
out
on
of
front.
100, she's 85.
Okay, that's ridiculous. We're not doing that.
To play devil's advocate, I've definitely had a conversation with a person or two where like we're just talking about art, and I think of like someone like a Beyonce. And if I'm being honest, I'm from North Carolina, so like in the South, every 50 square miles, there's some beautiful little black girl in church that can sing her fucking ass off the same way that Beyonce can. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say that that's not talented. It just goes to show like what is and isn't highlighted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You think she's 1 of 10?
I don't know about 1 of 10 because, she's definitely been put up against other people and just like proven that she has the initiative to like work harder.
She's still got talent.
Yes, and that's why she gets what she is getting, what she deserves.
Yeah, like she put in the work.
She put in the work, and she's talented also. Like it's not a shortage of talent. It's just a ceiling of what we're talking about.
See, and I didn't want to say this to get too far from what we're talking about, but it's low key next on the list. But in the era of Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, Christina Aguilera can fucking sing. Britney Spears,
it's
for singing and dancing. But when it came to dedication, it came to performance, it was Britney.
It's Britney, bitch.
It's Britney, bitch.
We're not gonna disrespect Britney.
She's
a goat.
Because to be honest, like,
I'm just saying that nobody's gonna argue with you about.
Can Christina Aguilera have a Vegas show the way Britney can? No.
I'd go watch her, but no.
I'd go watch her, but it's not the same.
She did Lady Marmalade.
No, not the same. No.
If she performs some of those songs, why are you shaking your head like that, Jonte?
No, Britney's performance. And her set list is just way deeper than Christina Aguilera.
I think the set list is what it is.
I agree too. She's
and the set list is the performance.
Yeah.
Right, when you think about it. Like it's the songs that make the performance. So
But you wouldn't want to see Christina Aguilera in her 40s, almost 50s, doing Genie in a Bottle?
In Vegas.
Look, man. Like I said, I would go to see it, but if we're asking me who's going to be better, Britney's set list is what you go to watch an artist for their set list.
At Circus. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God, that's
where would
hilarious.
you be going? Like, what hotel would you be going to go see Christina Aguilera at? You think would it be Luxor? Would it be like Circus?
He said Circus. That's
see,
so insulting.
I am super high.
It probably
wouldn't be that.
It's fucked up, right?
That's fucked up.
Like, you're gonna be performing at Circus one day. That's a diss, right?
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Britney,
I don't mean to do that. I love Christina.
She gave up
why are you doing that? Christina, we're not going to do that.
She can sing her ass off.
Thank you.
I'm not going to put no disrespect
like
on
I said,
her
you put her they're both in a room, you're going to be like, oh, shit.
There is no comparison.
I would love to see Christina at a small venue with a live band.
Now that I'm into.
Yeah.
That would be hella dope.
Like a tiny... I would low-key watch the fuck out of a tiny desk with Christina
Aguilera. Yeah, we need that.
Tiny desk, you don't even have to pay us for that,
This is a whole other show idea, guys.
Right? Tiny desk, you don't have to pay us for that. If you're going to do that, just
make it happen.
It's all right.
We ain't even said fuck Britney's dad yet.
That's what we need to get into.
We're getting to it, trust me.
That's what we need to get into. Well, you know, she gave up her residency. Britney gave up her residency in Vegas because of all of the stuff that she's going through.
Imagine going through something so hard that you would give up like a check like that. You know?
She's been making it all her life. That's the problem. She's the workhorse, they said. Like, she feels like a workhorse, like a money.
So let's introduce this topic.
Please, you're the
okay.
you're the spokesperson.
Britney spoke out this week against her father in a court hearing, saying that she feels like she's been abused and manipulated and used. And there are being choices made for her that she doesn't agree with, and she wants her freedom back. She wants to be able to make choices for herself, decisions for herself. It's been like 13 years, something like that, over 10 years that she's been in this conservatorship that she says feels like a prison or like some type of sex trafficking like situation. Like she feels like she's not in control of herself or her body. And a lot of like sick stuff has been coming out. Like my father, no man should ever fix his lip to tell me whether I can or cannot have a baby or whether or not I'm going to take medicine to prevent that. In what world? In what world is my father going to tell me that and be using my millions while he keeps me at home? And I got a curfew. I can't even go on dates with my boyfriend.
Yeah, he's got the game fucked up for that.
It's sick. The whole thing is sick.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Free Britney.
Free Britney will be free. And shout out her handsome Middle Eastern
will be free
man,
is hilarious.
But I think the main point is that like everybody's we're still with her. It just sucks that like
there's no one who hates Britney.
You just slide. Oh, I heard that. What did you just say?
What did you say?
Yo, say it.
Remember.
Her response to Free Britney was Britney will be free.
Oh yeah, Britney will be free is hilarious.
Stop.
Because it just makes me think of it just inherently makes me think of black people struggle, you know what I'm saying? And the idea of like Britney will be free is it's just funny.
I mean,
that shit is dirty.
But free my homie Britney, you know what I'm saying, at the same time.
Yeah,
and Justin Timberlake had the nerve to say, oh, we should be with her after he made Cry Me a River. Like if anything went wrong in her brain, like she needed help with, seriously, if she needed to go to therapy or she needed medication to balance something, that situation doesn't help.
So she said it felt like she was being sex trafficked. Yeah. Like, because her father's making every decision for her. She has something in her body to where she can't have babies. She's in a relationship with a man. He runs everything through her. I guess with the conservatorship, what they were saying is like all medical decisions are made by that person. So her father has ultimate authority of what's happening with her body.
I mean, and that's also a larger conversation too about like the child star to icon like pipeline.
Thank you, because this is not the first time this happened.
You know, a lot of stars, you know, have had these type of struggles too. You know, about like their
Michael
freedom
Jackson
and like just their ability to you know live life in the way that they want to.
Right. It's tough.
Who would you say has done the best job of like coming out on top of that?
Damn.
I haven't seen it yet.
JT is up there. Justin Timberlake.
What?
Justin Timberlake.
Why do you hate? Do you hate Justin Timberlake?
No, but what does he have to do?
Like child star to
you're
pop
saying the
star.
Yeah, you know, JT doesn't really have a lot of like scandals besides the whole Britney thing.
He really doesn't. He doesn't have
people that transition well from like that role into like.
No, you are right about that. I didn't understand the question.
Oh yeah,
Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, no,
I didn't even know he was.
His career has been great.
Okay, Mickey Mouse.
I didn't know he
had.
I didn't know he had a. Really, as a child?
As was Britney Spears, yeah.
It was Britney,
JT,
and Ryan Gosling.
I'm late. We know you.
Talk about it.
Talk about it. Talk your shit.
Moving on.
No. You was singing Jonas Brothers songs on Radio Disney?
No, not Jonas. Kelly Clarkson.
Kelly Clarkson.
All right.
Shiraz can sing, everybody.
I used to.
Shiraz was on Kids Bop?
Oh my God.
Yo,
can I just tell you, whoever's producing that stuff is making money. I was thinking about it the other day.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of money. Someone is still buying those CDs. Like,
hell yeah.
They're still in production.
You know, not everybody's parents wants them listening to the dirty version of, the songs that are out today.
I was about to say, what do y'all think the Kids Bop version of Thought Shit would be? What's what is the word replacement
hot
for
stuff?
that situation?
I don't know what they would do.
Stuff?
You can't have a kid saying, putting my hands on my knees. That's not happening. There's no way a kid can say, I'm putting my hands on my knees. That's immediately.
Hands in the air, and I'm dancing on my hot stuff.
Yeah, that's feasible. Sounds about right. Actually,
it's not the same kind of banger, but it's a Kids Bop.
But that sounds about right. Just lukewarm.
No, there's a whole. You guys know there's whole ass production companies that like.
Ass production.
They do this stuff like with kids.
No, yeah, facts. Of course, they've been doing it forever. Level. They've been doing it forever.
What are you saying? What kind of sick joke is going on?
You said whole ass production.
You said whole ass. You like
crazy.
I like how you parsed those words out of everything she said. Like the last two words.
There are whole productions happening around children.
Oh no!
Wow. Okay.
Way to make me feel bad about laughing when you say something. I was already laughing.
All right,
man. All right, what we got next?
Free Britney, damn it!
Just free the homie Britney. That's honestly the point.
Well, I was just talking about audio in itself and like I guess people taking over things. Clubhouse, understandably so at this point, is worth I think over $1 billion evaluated.
$1 billion?
Yeah, I think so.
Are they there yet?
Yeah.
$1 billion?
I feel like I've heard that like a while ago.
Yeah. They're there. I mean, they have over 2 million users, I think.
Is Clubhouse public? Is it public traded?
Not yet.
No, still private.
I think they're still trying to get the valuation.
Okay.
But
they're valued at $1 billion right now?
That's what I thought I read. Let me double check that, but...
So moving on. Moving on to audio apps.
Joe Budden is out here making moves. Joe Budden mentorship program has graduated to a Facebook partnership.
I don't want to say that.
Why?
I don't want to say those words together. Joe Budden mentorship program, because I don't think it exists.
It doesn't.
That's the joke.
That's the joke. You got it. Oh, now you got it.
Okay, yeah, I'm not good with sarcasm.
God damn, man. Why you really? She was really like, I don't. What?
I believe what I'm hearing.
It's a pipeline to disappointment. That's the joke.
It's the joke. Yeah, that's the point.
That's
but like
up.
recently, partnered with Facebook, they're gonna start doing the Clubhouse stuff. Like Clubhouse has gotten so big that now people are kind of doing Instagram. They're taking the stories off.
Yeah.
They're putting people. I guess they're giving verified viewers a platform to have their podcast and have streaming audio happening. So looks like he's gonna be one of the first ones to do that.
How do we feel?
I feel like Joe is just trying to like continue to be the first person to a new thing, and it's like I wish I could just see him stop for 2 seconds and take a breath, because like I feel like collectively all of us feel like that's what he needs, even though we don't know him personally. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, who am I to say? But
Joe
at the same
Budden
time,
cannot afford to take a break.
Yeah.
At the same time, like as someone who consumes and enjoys his content, I'm sick of you like rehashing what it is that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like when I feel like there have been several opportunities where you had something that works, and now I've had to adjust to a new thing again, you know?
That's a good point.
You know that 4 out of 5 of us in here met on Clubhouse?
You met me.
Isn't that nuts?
You met him.
That is a fact.
Yeah, but now we all know in person. But
yeah, I have mutual friends between you and Jonte already, though. But yeah,
yeah,
it's a fact.
he said that.
Yeah, for a while.
Clubhouse has been great with that, though.
They are, and I said it before. I was wrong. $4 billion they're evaluated. $4 billion.
Wow.
Over 2 million active users, or something like that. So they are very much. They very much did what they.
Hold on.
Yeah.
As active users of Clubhouse, do we believe that?
Yeah.
As a user, you believe that app has $4 million worth of value? I don't.
4 billion?
Yes,
$4 billion.
just because.
Even worse.
4 billion?
Hell no.
I do, just because it was branded as like being one of the apps that had money being moved in it.
Correct. Okay, that's
like based off the exclusivity factor.
Yeah, because
you know what I'm saying. Like, oh, I'm special. I'm on Clubhouse. Like very important conversations are happening on here. Like definitely like if you think of even the moan rooms, like the amounts of money, like they were giving cash prizes for moan rooms on Clubhouse. So for sure, it's worth a lot of money because anytime there's money to be made on a platform,
people go there. They go to use it.
Yeah, because it was originally for VCs, for people to go in there who have money and network with people and try to bounce ideas off and find new companies.
What do y'all think of like
venture capitalists?
Okay.
There's companies or people with a lot of money that pretty much invest their money into startups and companies and stuff like that. So it was originally what it was for. So that's why you only had verified people on there. Like Joe Budden was like one of the first people.
What do y'all think of them saying that like white? Do y'all remember when they were saying like white people aren't welcome on Clubhouse? We need to change our branding because people think that it's only for people of color. So we need to make it.
I thought it was the other way around. It felt like it was one thing, and then black people started to come, and then it was like, oh,
it's been a black thing the whole time.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
It has
That's probably
white people on there are the
odd
outcasts.
people out. Yeah.
But who cares?
I mean,
everything doesn't need to be for everybody.
Yeah. Like when black people come to any platform, we make it lit.
It's true.
And then they get up their money, they get out. Like that's what we do. And
that's why I believe it would be at like 4 billion.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough users on there. There's enough.
I don't know about retention, to be very honest.
I mean,
but that's just me. Like,
yeah, I
don't know about retention.
You have to think about general population, not just what's happening.
Because I'm sure the Asian countries love it. I know Arab people love it. Like I see rooms of Arabs, like 600-700 people in 4 or 5 rooms, all in there talking. Like that's all Arab people do. Let me tell you, if they go to work, they come home, and they have dinner for hours with a hookah, and they just chat, drink their tea, have some sweets. That's all Arab people love to do. So that app is like perfect for them. I wonder if it's gonna infiltrate the WhatsApp crowd. That'd be interesting.
What do y'all think of,
like they come from WhatsApp to Clubhouse or the other way around?
No.
The funnel?
From Clubhouse, from WhatsApp to Clubhouse. Instead of texting all these messages, if these people are in audio rooms.
What do y'all think of Joe Budden going from like being one of the spokespeople for Clubhouse to being a spokesperson for something that's like a ripoff of Clubhouse
for Facebook? I think it's a great business move. Business-wise, I think it makes a lot of sense, for sure. Like, I feel like, obviously, Facebook had to come correct, and they're trying to... Like, Facebook does this. They get... People do one thing, they make it better, and they buy them out, or the other people get pushed out. Like,
because somebody has to be first to the party of, like, ripping off the formula of what, like, an app does. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So, business-wise, it makes total sense. I mean, as a podcast, like, you have to believe that you would want to do that. You want to get to the point where you can't do that. Is be sponsored, be backed by these.
I didn't even think that he got a check for that.
Oh,
I swear
there's
didn't even
no way he
cross my mind.
partnered with Facebook. And
you better believe it's a big check with that.
It didn't.
Look, let me tell you something. If Facebook comes to us, they better have some money.
To us?
No, I'm just saying, like if it's a podcast, you work
to
get
to
a point to where companies are approaching you to get on their platform and put your content on there. There's a check.
If they're approaching you, then that means that there's an inherent an inherent value in you.
Smart business means I'm getting a check and they're gonna make money obviously off you, but you're gonna check.
Good job for Facebook. I just thought Joe was like running to that platform. I didn't know they tapped him and said, "Yo, come here."
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
When it says partnership, it means it was both parties had to. When I see partnership, it's different than I'm going here. You know,
or you're collecting
it's just a two-way street. Yeah, it's a two-way street.
So it said partnership.
A partnership for me applies two-way streets. So
Are you going to listen to Joe Budden on Facebook?
No.
I don't even open my Facebook app.
I feel like that's what matters at the end of the day. Were you more likely to listen to Joe on Clubhouse than Facebook, though?
Well, he's barely only because at that time I was more rocking with what he was doing.
Okay.
Actually, you know, I'm just saying personally, me now, I'm not gonna listen to Joe Budden, but I know there's people who, regardless of what he's doing, because of his brand,
yo, that's a hard thing.
They will come. Me?
Yeah.
Listening to him.
You're just done with Joe. I didn't know you're done.
Look, it's hard to do it, dude. Like, I'm a very pragmatic person, and like when I hear you say certain things that you wouldn't do, and then you end up doing the exact opposite. For me, it just screams a lot of shit that I can't really rock. It's different. Also, the dynamic on the podcast is different.
Yeah.
And I've said this before. Like, I came not for just Joe, not for just Roy, not for just Mal, not for just Parks. Came for all of them together. All that was working together. And I have nothing against who's doing it now. It's just not for me. Because I was there earlier when they had them on. It works, but it's not the same. Gosh. So, I mean, you got to do what you got to do. So, it's a good business thing. But for me, it's hard for me to go and listen. Like, I tried to the other day, and it's just not the same.
Yeah.
Not that change is bad. It's just not.
Shout out to Rory and Mal.
Facts. Again.
Wish them the best.
For real. And that trickle down effect.
I still wish Joe the best. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't wish, like,
bad.
Anything bad on any of these people. But at the same time, there's a certain, like, change in the culture of representing creators that I would like to see happen. You know what I'm saying? And I understand that mistakes will be made. So I still root for everyone in the process. Yeah. Because I love to... I try to believe that everyone has a good heart.
Yeah, but something about his morals and his principles is off.
It's just there's something off there, and you can. It's blatant. It's too like, I mean, whatever. There's always two sides to every story, but there's something wrong there, and it's pretty obvious. So,
are we going to Twitter Spaces to listen to Jay-Z talk about Tidal?
No. Anytime Jay-Z wants to talk on a public forum like Twitter, I'm there.
Yeah.
He's only done like 20 tweets, and all of them are like viral.
That's true. Half of them he was complimenting other rappers.
Yeah, I was looking at that earlier. We were sitting here, and I was like, oh, these people inspired me. I think the first people was like Nas, Pac, Cole, Kendrick.
He went on kind of like a rant when he had his Hall of Fame induction, the Writers Hall of Fame, and then he kind of went into like, you know, basically naming off the people that he respects. And
got it.
Oh, that's
I think it was kind of like these people inspire me kind of thing.
Yep.
In respect to all the real writers out there kind of thing. And he named a lot of people in that rant. So shout out to Jay-Z for that.
I will say
that was real,
like the only reason I'm not listening is because like I don't mean this in a bad way. There's certain people who have achieved a level of success that I know I'm gonna hear it anyway.
Oh, I see.
What do you mean you're not gonna go check for when it drops?
I don't have to go check for it because I'm gonna hear it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
had a guy get me a Benz before and put me in a loft space and, you know, set my whole life up differently than what it was normally. And I feel like if you brought me to like this level, and then we didn't work out, but we're still friends, you know, we didn't have beef and no one cheated. It was just didn't work out. But I still, I wasn't going to move from my space because it didn't work out. I wasn't going to give him back my car because I'm not going to downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together. And I just feel like if you put me in this space and that was under your budget, then what's the difference now? You know what I mean?
You were my girlfriend. I was fucking you.
Yeah, but I was fucking you. But I personally feel like, no, I'm not moving.
I personally feel like...
Is everything recording? Are we starting again? Or should we clap?
Well, that was a refresher for us. We can input this if it's allowed.
Yeah, play that shit again.
Play it again.
What is this? Yeah, what were you listening to?
So, what I was currently just listening to was a viral clip of, I think just another podcast of a woman saying that her ex-boyfriend should still fund her lifestyle that they had before, which is a luxury lifestyle, gave her a car, place to live, obviously provisioning, security. And then she's like, I don't understand why you wouldn't like upkeep that even when we're not together. And so this has been viral, so I'll play the audio for you guys right now.
I had a guy get me a Benz before and put me in a loft space and, you know, set my whole life up differently than what it was normally. And I feel like if you brought me to like this level, and then we didn't work out, but we're still friends, you know, we didn't have beef and no one cheated. It was just didn't work out. But I still, I wasn't going to move from my space because it didn't work out. I wasn't going to give him back my car because I'm not going to downgrade my lifestyle because me and you are no longer together. And I just feel like if you put me in this space and that was under your budget, then what's the difference now? You know what I mean? Oh my God.
I could think of lots of differences. just to
I'll
start
let you guys go ahead and
I could think of lots of differences between what the situation was before and what it is afterwards. Two people break up. There's a load of differences between being with a person and not considering them your partner. Like,
how does she say she's not going to downgrade her lifestyle when that was her lifestyle before this dude? Like,
her mistake is considering that it's up to her if she relied on someone else to do it.
She's wrong for thinking it's up to him to maintain a lifestyle that he gave her.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like
that was a benefit of that relationship.
I demand this. It's like you're not really in the position to demand anything if you are the person saying like, oh, I hope it happens this way, but you have no actual control over whether that happens or not. If you were in a position where you were controlling your own money, then it wouldn't even be a discussion like, oh, I expect you to do X, Y. What? Like
here's the bigger issue. I'm just go ahead and say it. This is dangerous. This is dangerous. For not only for this to go viral, but for her to be saying that, because I'm sure there's a lot of women who feel like this. 100%.
Do you think they're within their right mind?
No, she's outside of her mind. And that, I'm saying this is
you're not even married, bro. Like, what is
this is dangerous sentiments because you're pushing a narrative of how things should work and how reality actually is. And the fact of the matter is, some women really just live in this world where that's it. Like, there's no actual reality, doesn't ever kick in. And so that's why she's saying this, because I'm sure this isn't the first time. There's no way this is the first time she's saying that. I'm sure this has happened.
No, she wholeheartedly believes what she's saying.
Exactly. So, like, there's some type of, like, you know, inside of her, she, like, truly feels like this.
If I'm that ex, I'm saying, yo, you're entitled to the life your parents gave to you.
Get the fuck out of
here.
Dumb.
You're entitled to whatever you can do for yourself.
Yeah. Like, yeah. At the least, but I'm saying if you're saying this man gave you a great lifestyle, your parents couldn't even provide you that great lifestyle. Like, why are you sucking on his, like, titty? Like, what is this? I don't get it.
I come from a single black mother, and the idea of even looking to someone else to provide for you is so alien to me that, like, literally I can hear my mom in my head, like, oh, look at this weak-minded fuck. Like,
but the difference
like,
is
bro, do it for yourself.
The difference is you're a man, though.
No, but my mother would say the same. Would your mother?
That's what I mean. Like, there's always exceptions. You know what I'm
two different things.
It's like you said, though. It's dangerous.
It's dangerous,
you know what I'm saying?
though,
like,
because
what
you know why?
is considered the norm is different from like what reality
Women,
is.
There's nothing. Let me say this. There's nothing wrong for a woman looking for provision and security from a man. That is traditionally how it's supposed to be done. The difference is what the reality is and what they expect and what they want, what they actually get. In this situation, once we are done, we're no longer married. We have no legal ties. There's no children. There's no land between us. If I bought you these things and we're done, that's it. If I bought her a girl hoodie and we break up, I'm taking it back if she hasn't already stolen it.
Damn, not the hoodie.
You're not getting no hoodies back. But
for sure, I'm taking the hoodie back. Unless there's only very few who would get to keep a hoodie.
𝗲𝗄 took that Bentley back. Now it's for sale in San Diego at a dealership. With 𝗣cie still in the headrest. That's how it's supposed to go. In my eyes.
Who is 𝗲𝗄 dating?
Isn't that her ex-boyfriend? 𝗪𝗍 and 𝗲𝗄.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He bought her a Bentley that said
talking about 𝗪𝗍, Kevin Samuels. I know who I'm talking. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
We talked about him before.
Oh, y'all talked about him already. Talking about 𝗪𝗍 is, what do you say? 𝗪𝗍 is like an 8.
I mean,
he's wrong.
Yeah, so the internet
gorgeous.
blew up.
But all that is subjective,
gorgeous.
though. Everybody's scales of what they want to rate people are. It's just
but let's be serious for a second. When a woman is speaking like that, it says a lot about her. What she values. If do you even value your time? Like how? Like what do you put value on?
What do you think is worth most about yourself?
Exactly. I'd rather be here working, making a quarter of what I might make if I decide to sell something else. Like that shit is nuts.
Well, I mean, clearly she values her time, right? Like if every relationship ends with like a pension.
Exactly.
It's like, you know what I mean?
No, come on.
But does that?
It's like I retired. Now I need my funds now.
But that's not how.
Does that turn the relationship into an occupation, though?
It is an occupation currently, I feel like.
For sure. But reality doesn't conform
it's not
to
supposed
social
to be transactional, though.
That's what I'm saying.
Not at all.
Like,
but it is. But
like, does that become a discernment between something like sex work and like being in a genuine relationship if you consider that like, oh, I did X, Y, Z, so I should expect to be taken care of? Does that make it transactional, like in comparison to anything else?
In my opinion, it does. I feel like that's a great parallel that certain people make that parallel, but a lot of people don't because they have all these different expectations about what they think a relationship is supposed to provide to their life.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
like love? How about that?
Love can be transactional too in a lot of ways.
Love can
companionship?
All of it.
All
it's all subjective.
Yeah.
Which makes it
you can minimize it to a
transaction,
transaction, like
easily.
Because
all it takes for a transaction is an exchange of goods
So what
or
are we
services.
doing here? She should like this conversation needed to have been had. Then.
Exactly. It depends on if you've had the conversation on what the expectations are. Like before the things go down. I mean, to be honest, because
you're asking a lot, though.
If it's been if it's been communicated that I expect all these things, even though we break up and you still agree, then it's fair for me to hold you to those standards. If we've said like I'm doing all this, even if we break up, like I expect you to maintain this lifestyle, and you agree, then yeah, it is on you because you agreed. But if that conversation hasn't been had, then it's on the person for just falling victim to not communicating well enough of what their expectations were.
I understand what you're saying, but even at that point, if once again there's nothing legally binding between us, it doesn't matter what I say. If I have the right to change my mind at any point, as long as there's nothing to be. I mean, really,
you're not wrong.
Like, there's nothing in between us to change. I hear what you're saying. In a perfect world, once again, reality does not conform to social constructs
ever,
and that's the real bottom line issue. This is a dangerous thing. I
think that woman should be ashamed of herself.
She does, because it's dangerous.
You can say that, but at the end of the day, there's hella people who are reaffirming how she feels,
and that's the dangerous part.
Who's to say? And that I would personally, I would agree. That's what makes it dangerous, because personally, I feel like that's not the right route to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if there's people affirming what this person does, then I definitely blame the person less for making that decision when everyone's telling you, yes, do this, because I'll take care of you.
The other women just like her are affirming her thoughts.
Facts.
It's not hard to find a dummy on the street to agree with me in regards to anything.
Yeah.
It's like a wild case to be making. Like, you want to make it, you should have been up there talking about, I need a job for this, this, and this. Not talking about, I need a man to pay for this, this, and this. Like, what is, I don't understand the thought process for some people.
Speaking of, like, exchange of money for debatably relationship and sexual services, what do y'all think of like OnlyFans trying to move away from sexual content and become more like just generally user friendly? I guess.
I think just once again, it's great business. As big as I was reading, I think they made $400 million in revenue last year. They paid out over $1 billion to all the creators.
Wow.
So like they're making money. People made money, but I feel like at this point they're like, all right, we did this lane, but like there's only so far I think in business that you can go in one specific lane, especially when it's a niche like that. As big as the sex industry is, sex will always sell. But I think
that was not their initial intent.
It wasn't. Yeah, initially they were just trying to be kind of like a Patreon type of thing where they would literally give exclusive access to fans and contributors to like artists and their platforms. You pay for different services, whatever. But at this point, I feel like it's good business to like, all right, we've done this, we can do it. Let's try to branch out. I think they're trying to become more like a Patreon, because Patreon is huge because it's not litigated to one,
one avenue.
Lane. Yeah, even the biggest the avenue is. I mean, if you're doing partnerships with other avenues that are doing that, that's one thing. But they're solely operating on their own. I think they're trying to do that, so they're asking for $1 billion to do so.
I think OnlyFans should have doubled down on the sex stuff, and they should have partnered. They should have partnered up with Pornhub or Blacked or whatever those
they could have done it by
production
themselves.
Companies are. They could have, but
because no one else has like stepped out and said like, we are the people that are here to make a difference for sex workers. Not even to say like, oh, I think everyone should do sex work, but to decriminalize sex work, to destigmatize sex work.
I don't think OnlyFans
someone
even did
has
that.
to. I feel like OnlyFans is the closest thing that we have to it, and like if they move away from it, then I feel like we do need someone to be the forefront person to say like, people should at least be able to do what it is they want to do without worrying about losing their job. You know what I'm saying?
Well, here's also the thing. Scare money doesn't make money. If you're going into that field and industry, everybody
better bust it open.
Yeah, everybody that I know, they tell me you have to be one Google click away to be okay with that, to really make it. That's really how it is. Just like with anything else you do.
It's either you're comfortable with it or you're not.
You have to be in it to win it.
Gray area.
It doesn't really matter outside of that. So that's why for me it's like, yeah, I feel bad for the people who might miss out on the boat, but at the same time, Pornhub still exists. Like I know people who post OnlyFans clips on Pornhub all day.
Yeah.
That you can still do these things.
I seen people create OnlyFans accounts with the pictures my girls just post on their Instagram pages.
It doesn't have to be inherently sexual. People can put whatever they want on their OnlyFans. You
can
put a video of you cooking ramen noodles on your OnlyFans. And if somebody pays, they
I'm sure
pay.
people still do that, actually.
Yeah. What like super famous woman was it that they were like talking shit about for starting an OnlyFans?
Wasn't Doja?
And then there was like no naked pictures of her on there, and people expected there to be.
She's an actress.
Damn, I forgot her name.
I can't remember her name.
I'm not gonna try that.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Bella Thorne.
You're right.
Yes.
Yeah, Bella Thorne.
Yeah.
There it is.
But like, as much as I like am happy for any company that wants to do whatever business move they want to do, at the same time, like our country has like gotten to the degree that we need someone to publicly fight for sex workers.
Yeah, that is true.
And like, even when we say like Pornhub, like if you if you like check the general consensus of sex workers for Pornhub, it's like, no, they very often like exploit.
Yes.
What
that I've heard.
Let me be clear. Like, Pornhub has its own issues. I'm just saying this is an avenue. I'm not saying it's the best avenue, but at the same time, OnlyFans never came out and said that they wanted to fight for sex.
And that's why I can't.
It just turned into it. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's culture change. When culture changes, there's nothing you can do. Like, it'll happen in the blink of an eye. Sometimes it's gradual, but it's happening. So the fact that they're not going to be there for sex workers, it sucks. But like,
they're going to be just fine. They have, I mean, their users are there.
Yeah.
Wherever there's users, like they will survive.
They're going to lose users. I'm not. Who the fuck is going to go to OnlyFans for anything but sexual content at this point? I have other platforms to do that for.
I used to have a girl.
People do it. I mean, maybe not as much.
I'm not going to OnlyFans for Twitter content.
Like, well, there's a lot of different platforms that have similar functions, but different cultures and different users. Like, there's a lot of different apps.
Yeah,
and if you break it down, they all have very similar functionalities, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, different
content varies.
different people on different apps for different reasons.
The audience varies,
Yeah, so obviously when sex sells and you have, you know, people who are already big in another space come to it, that's why OnlyFans started to take off.
Yeah. And that's why Bella Thorne did well. Yeah. Because she already had she had her fans.
Everybody hoping that they got to see her naked when they subscribed to her OnlyFans.
And then there was nothing there, right?
You guys ever subscribe to OnlyFans?
No, never. For
Not
what?
Once. I'd be honest too if I had, but I haven't.
I did take advantage of the Pornhub premium for free when Corona was hitting.
There's too much free porn.
No, I mean,
sure.
I think D was talking about, paying for porn is like a luxury. he was talking about how people need to start doing that. It's a luxury.
The 𝗲𝗍 we have a friend that is like not obsessed, but he's a connoisseur of like that type of shit. So he has a porn of porn. He has a porn. He is a verified Pornhub user, and he leaves reviews, positive reviews for women under their videos.
That's hilarious because like I've been on Pornhub, and it's funny to like scroll down to the like comments and be like, great dick. I wish her skin was better. Like, it'd be the funniest comments, like the most meticulous little comments.
Some people are great. They need like more shine.
No, but
have y'all seen that one? There's a Pornhub of a guy who has like all wholesome content.
Yes.
Like going to my girlfriend's house.
No,
he's like going to my girlfriend's house and making her spaghetti for dinner.
Yeah, so he does wholesome content. He puts it on Pornhub, but it's like,
that's for cuckolds. Those cuck guys watch that.
That's rude.
I love that idea.
A lot of following, and it's great. It's
that's
so
low-key fire.
Who else
we're not talking about cuckolds on air. Jesus Christ!
He just pulled a Drake on Pornhub
so
game.
Fast.
Like nobody is doing that stuff. Like
true.
Killed it.
We brought up Pornhub
hear me
and she
out.
jumped to
On
cuckold
Pornhub
so
soon.
fast.
Oh, that's gonna get cut because God knows. Oh wow, who knows?
Is that where we draw the line?
Who knows what might end up on Pornhub? No.
Just cuckold where we draw the line.
That's hilarious though. Is that like a palate cleanse between porn videos?
Yes, exactly.
Like, okay, let me reset.
Like, if it wasn't enough afterwards, you go watch his videos.
Low key, it's a great conversation because there's lots of conversations on Twitter about like whether there's like any like weirdness when it comes to that world. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people who like subscribe to that are like low key self haters. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how do you sit there and like really? That's what you're into? Holy shit! It's a deep subject. You know what I'm saying?
The cuckold thing for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot to be explored there.
The
psychology of porn.
I mean, we got on OF. We're here already. You know what I'm saying?
Landed?
Like,
no, I'm a big advocate for porn. I think porn is good.
Thought you were about to say I'm a big advocate for. Never mind.
I mean, it just is what it is. There's a reason why, like I said, there's a reason why porn is one of the biggest industries in the world. By far, people pay for that.
It always will be.
It is.
I told you guys, OnlyFans should have doubled down on that.
I
should have fingered it out for real.
I think that people were looking to OnlyFans to be the sex work site, and that they really like dropped the ball on that, and that's fine. I hope they do well at the same time, but at the same time,
I think OnlyFans would be just fine.
They're turning their back low key.
Yeah, because they're turning their back on the crowd that blew them up.
Yeah.
I think it's probably good business.
Their company off their backs, and now they're turning their back on them.
Well, people got paid. Like we can't just.
You said billions in payouts.
Speaking of people are getting paid. I can double check. I'm pretty sure it said 1.3 billion paid out to the creators. Yep. Just to
exactly.
Festivals are back. And Bob Marley is starting a shroom company.
Sure.
No, I don't. What?
Oh, I mean.
Well, fuck. On a lighter note.
On a lighter
note, festivals.
Festivals are back. What was that festival that just dropped with the cool lineup for LA? What was it called, though? I can't remember.
I can't remember either. But
the day in Vegas is about to be fucking crazy.
The one in LA is crazy, too. It's got every person who ever lived that's been a hit maker.
Yeah.
I think it seems like every like day seems crazy.
But Kendrick is
performing from Section 90 all the way
80.
through Damn. Section 80. I said 90. Section 80 all the way through Damn.
I didn't know that. In
really?
Vegas.
He's performing everything?
Everything from Section 80 all the way through Damn at Day. Is it Day in Vegas? Am I thinking of the right? Is that the name of it?
It is in Vegas, this concert. I don't know what it is.
So I would assume it's like just different songs from each of the albums?
I don't know if it's different songs or the entire discography from here to there.
Can you imagine?
I'll watch a fucking 4-hour Kendrick.
4 hours? That's crazy.
Performance, yeah.
That would be wild.
I'm excited for festivals to be back. I'm excited for concerts to be back. We got tickets already. Me too.
It's lit.
Wait, you prefer... Okay.
I prefer concerts over festivals because festivals kill the DIY venue.
Stop.
Actively. Because what happens is the general consumer who's not that big of a fan is thinking, I don't have to go see this artist as they're passing through my town. I can just go to Coachella and see them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can just go see everybody together as opposed to having to dedicate my time to like show being a fan.
I feel like a festival with 7 artists is less enjoyable than going to see one at a time.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like the festival circuit is like less intimate.
Yes.
Than like individual concerts.
I think there's obviously a market for it, right? I mean, there are definitely people who just like going to festivals.
Yeah.
They're not really more or less about the music experience. Although some of them are really good, I will say. Some of them have a good experience just because they're done the right way. The right people come and they perform well. But I would say that at a certain point, once you've seen your number of favorite artists so many times, then it's almost better to be like, okay, I don't have to go to every festival that they're at.
I've seen Kanye like 8 or 10 times.
Well, I'm saying it gets to a point. You know, you're just like,
you be forgetting his lyrics.
Done. Stop.
I'm gonna just throw. I don't even feel bad about saying that. I was at Flognaw and saw the Kids See Ghost set, and to be honest,
was there.
You were there.
I was there.
I was somewhere in the crowd, and Kanye forgot like half his lyrics to the Kids See Ghost album. He was just hitting that
whole album is 15 minutes.
For like half the set, and it was ridiculous. And it's funny too because you could hear like the whole crowd like wanting to love Kanye again when Kids See Ghost came out, and he came out and everybody's so happy. And then like 10 minutes into what he was saying, he was like, "And I'd also like to thank my wife for all the lovely humanitarian work she's been doing." And you could just feel all the audience together, just like.
That burns. We forgot to mention that Lil Baby's a humanitarian.
Shout out to him. Yeah,
he's
building centers and stuff, donating to communities, doing all the love. Good for him.
Dude, they're going to courthouses on a Saturday when they know the shit is booked, and they're paying everybody's bail. Everyone's getting out of prison.
You gotta do the work.
That shit is dope. And he's buying backpacks and this, and people are giving him praise, and he's saying, "Yo, what I'm doing ain't shit. Like, we need to do this, at a higher level." So I think that's so cool.
I appreciate that.
Lil Baby.
Yeah. Someone should be saying that.
That's big.
I'm glad. See, our generation, I don't think things will be slipping through the cracks. Naturally, things do, but no. You think you're gonna let something slip through the crack if you?
I don't think I'll let something slip through the cracks, but I think that our generation is full of quitters.
Quitters?
When I say quitters, I think that our generation views everything as way more disposable than old like generations. Like
This
everything in our generation can be replaced. You know what I'm saying?
I
Where
don't
it's
know.
like we don't value the shit that sucks as much as the shit that's obviously good. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like our generation is the most nostalgic. We put value on that old shit.
That shit is terrible. That shit is toxic and it ruins our culture, if I'm being honest.
What?
Like nostalgia?
Yeah. No,
It's
stop
like one of the worst things. I don't need to see what the Rugrats are up to 20 years later. Sure, I would love to, but at the same time, what the fuck does that do for moving like creativity forward? Like, stop entertaining this dumb idea that I've had since I was 15 and come up with something as cool as the Rugrats to replace it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need a rehash. Like,
no,
stop
I think there's a lot
entertaining me,
to learn
like-
in the rehash.
Yeah, I
I
think
feel
there's
like
ways
it
to do it.
entertains this idea that like, oh, things used to be better. It's like, no,
Correct.
you just used to see a lot less bad shit up front. You
We
know
had
what I'm
a veil
saying?
on
Like,
it when we were young.
Well,
like
yeah,
the veil
sure.
was
Depends.
thicker when we
Yeah.
were younger. It's like you can like look back on a time where it's easier to be innocent, but acting like that time was better than what's happening now is just false.
I think there's
That's
a lot
true.
of things that were better back then. Especially when you're talking about entertainment, that like certain aspects were better.
I'm
Because
gonna
there's a lot of saturation happening now, especially just talking about cartoon shows, like whatever. It's really
That's
bad
also
because there's
true.
too many of them, and the writing you can tell off rip isn't good. The stories are bad. If you're just talking about straight up entertainment, like we talk about nostalgia, that's kind of thing we prided ourselves on is watching. We thought it was just cartoons.
Things were of
Looking back
quality.
at that now, that's
They
why
were
they made some
meaningful.
great cartoons. Even if they were toxic, some of them were out of pocket
Yeah.
for sure. I'm not gonna say they weren't out of pocket, but I'm saying there's good to be pulled from nostalgia. You just can't be like, you can't be blind to like
Yeah,
what
the
should
wrong
also
With
be
the
that
there.
was
evolution,
there.
right? What's important? Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like if I'm being honest, like Adventure Time to me is the best kids program there's
Yeah.
ever been.
Adventure Time is underrated.
I don't know
And that's
anything
not
about
my
that.
underrated.
generation. You know what I'm saying?
Adventure Time is underrated.
I can't imagine
Pretty
what it's
great.
like to be 7 absorbing something like that.
I know. Imagine.
Adventure Time is like that show they put on Netflix where they're having like deep conversations.
It's the same creator.
That's what I heard.
Oh.
Pendleton Ward is
Really?
the same
That
guy.
is so critical.
I didn't
That
know
is
that.
so important
Midnight
for
Gospel?
the children. Midnight Gospel. I love that.
Really?
I love that. That's so cool. But I don't think that takes away from what we saw, what we saw, like what it meant to us.
Yeah.
I am very nostalgic.
Can you think
It's-
of a cartoon from your time that wasn't okay?
Yeah, I mean,
Because I would
I
love to
wanna
say
know-
Johnny Bravo, but at the same time, as much as people
Yo,
critique
Johnny
Johnny Bravo, every time that he sexualized a woman against her will, she beat the shit out of him in the cartoon.
Wow.
well,
That's
You know what I'm
interesting.
saying? Like they would beat Johnny Bravo up when he was being a sexist in the show.
I mean,
And he would take
there's-
those.
And he would take those and
on
be
the
like,
gym.
He
"Oh,
would
mama,
take
you
those.
spicy." He'd be like, "Oh,
No,
mama,
he
you
wouldn't.
spicy. I love it." Like
that itself might be toxic because it like might have given way to a bunch of
Ignorance
people who
vibes.
thought you could get away with
like
doing shit
fetishizing
like
ignorance.
a little bit. But like looking
Maybe not though, because
Maybe.
at the same time, the way they portrayed him, like nobody really wanted to be Johnny Bravo.
It's
It
true.
was
Maybe
funny.
He was
Like
the
as a kid,
outcast.
it was funny, inappropriate, but funny. But you didn't want to be that guy.
That's true. You
'Cause
were
he never
aware
won.
that he was doing something wrong.
Yeah, exactly. He never
Maybe.
got the girl.
I guess I'm thinking about subconsciously, like watching somebody do something so often, over and over, like
What about that
you turn it
skunk?
into your own behavior.
That skunk that was chasing the cat and all those in that cartoon. and
That's
he's
a
always
great.
grabbing her and
Oh,
making out
hold
with
on.
her.
I
Wait,
have a
what?
super interesting take on this.
Oh, wait.
So
Oh.
they
and then
took
after this, we got to rap.
so they took Pepe Le Pew out of the new Space Jam, right? Because they said
wow.
that he perpetualized rape culture.
Correct.
Oh my god!
Guess who's in the fucking crowd for the Space Jam game at the end, like in all the Warner Brothers characters that they feature just to make the references?
Weinstein.
The crowd from the
Stop.
from A Clockwork Orange. They have the crowd from A Clockwork Orange in the fucking movie, but Pepe Le Pew is too much.
I don't know
A
what that
Clockwork
is.
Orange is a whole movie by Stanley Kubrick about like rock and roll and rape. Like, and they're in the movie, but Pepe Le Pew is where they drew the line. You know what I'm saying?
Grape.
And it's like,
Meant
back
grape.
up what you're saying. If you're getting rid of Pepe Le Pew, just being like, "Oh, I love you. Please say yes, because I can't take no as an answer."
That's
Also not
crazy.
okay, but nowhere near as bad as active aggressive rape. You know what I'm
Gosh.
saying? Like,
That's
And they
nuts.
have the guys from
why are they
Clockwork
doing
Orange
this,
in the
Jonte?
movie.
Wow, that I didn't know that, but that really feels like a very subtle middle finger
Yeah.
to cancel culture
Yeah.
and political correctness too. Like
That's a whole
we
nother-
can't be
yeah.
stopped.
Huh.
It's
true.
like, you know,
we mind that?
whatever.
I like to be reminded that we can do what we want. Is that bad?
It's a hard
Maybe
line.
not about this subject, but like for someone to tell you no or like you can't do this in your creative process. You cannot include this.
Well, I'm all against like creative censorship and of any kind.
Yeah.
Like if people want to create it, it should be created. It should be up to people to decide whether or not they accept it or find it.
Do you trust people to be smart enough to discern what is and isn't okay? You know what I'm saying? Because I love the idea of like giving people the artistic freedom they need, but at the same time, like as someone who's aware of the influence that things can have, I understand that like the general person who's consuming content doesn't care to think about it on that deep of a level. So I could potentially be saying something into a microphone that someone might take the wrong way that perpetuates something that I don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? And is that my responsibility to give a fuck about? I would say yes, but it's up for debate.
It's gotta fall on the shit. Shit falls down. Somebody gotta take it.
Yeah.
Somebody. So it has to change. I don't know. It's a slippery slope.
It's a slippery slope too.
It's all
it's a very
It's the most interesting conversation to have. A slippery slope. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the line?
It's always a line to play with. It's always a line.
Well, thank you guys for listening to Hear Me Out podcast. I don't think I introduced everybody that's here today, but I got Jordan with me to my right, Rhythm to my left, Jonte is here, Jay Hoon is here. He's helping with the cameras. Please subscribe, like, share, comment. We'll be back next week. Hear Me Out.
Gang,
we out.
We love you.
We out. We love you.